everybody, this is Tracy here for another edition of A View from Tracy's Point, and we are here to recap Married to Medicine Season 5, Episode 18, which is the part 3 and final part, thank God, of the reunion show for the season. So, this is going to be a quick recap because only two things happened on this episode. We had the conclusion of Quad and Dr. G's little tit for tat that was going on. And then we had Cecil and Simone, just their whole situation just took over the rest of the episode. So let's start with Quad and Dr. G. So basically, as the show left off last week, Dr. G was revealing the fact that he got caught up after a night out with the boys and went to a hotel room with this random chick. So what we found out today was that actually we didn't even find this out today. It's been all over the blogs for the past week, and I follow Straight from the A with Michelle Brown, who cracks me up, and I know y'all be having issues with Michelle, but I like Michelle. And so basically she had spilled the tea already that allegedly Quad and Dr. G haven't been living together for quite some time. And that basically he went to the hotel with this woman. They were about to get busy. He had a change of heart and decided to leave. But at the finer hotels, well, they're the finer hotels because they do it at Hampton Inn, and that's like a mid-level. But at most hotels now, they sneak up to your room at about 4 a.m. in the morning and they slip the bill under your door the morning that you're supposed to check out of the hotel. So Dr. G had been bailed out, and the woman got the receipt when they slipped it under the door, Googled him, and found out that he was a cast member of Married to Medicine. So then she decided that she was going to extort some money out of him. And so she called and threatened to go to the shade room, I think it is, and for if he didn't give her $15,000. And so Dr. G says that he went to Quad and told Quad what was going on. And I guess Quad wanted to pay the lady the money, but Dr. G said he wasn't going to pay the money. And so I don't know if they ever gave the woman the money or not. But anyway, how do you guys feel about it? Because if Quad then moved out from with Dr. G, is it that you're still technically married, so you're not allowed to tip out? Or was it like, no, all bets are off because she has left him supposedly, and so he can do whatever he want to do? I know for me, I don't care because I do not like Quad. I have never liked Quad since day one of this show. She has never been one of my favorites. I didn't like Toya in the beginning, but Toya grew on me. And Dr. Contessa, I don't really like her either, but she stays on the show. She'll probably grow on me. But Quad was just somebody that I have not liked from the beginning. So that was pretty much it. I think Quad ended up crying and carrying on and, steady trying to play the victim and talking about she needs love from her husband and he done embarrassed her and disrespected her and all of this. So the other couples, they were trying to give their advice and jump in it. And basically all the women, they didn't. Well, actually, the show didn't go into the part about Quad and Dr. G being separated already and all of that. They kind of like just let them tell that story. And then the women came for Dr. G and told him he was wrong, 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 wrong. And then the men were like, oh my God, like, you're really making us look bad. And like I said, I don't even care about Dr. Quad and I mean about Dr. G and Quad. I don't care less whether they get back together or not. And I'm really team marriage, but for them, because I have such disdain for her, I don't know. And then I was wondering, and I know I have mentioned this before, that I really don't like that Sister Circle show. So has it gotten better? I heard that they changed the time, or now it comes on like at 9 o'clock in the morning and then it airs again later in the day. I don't know. I hope Quad, she thinks she has, I guess she's on the come up and she doesn't need Dr. G, but I hope she gets it all figured out and whatever works out for them. If they stay together and continue to make each other miserable, so be it. And if they decide to separate, so be it. So then we move on to, I think they were trying to talk to Jackie and Curtis, but somehow the conversation went to Dr. Simone and Cecil. And so all the couples was trying to give them their opinion and their advice and everything. And so what we found out from them is that the the um the marriage counselor man had given them an assignment to go out on a date, but before they went out on the date, they were supposed to write each other a love letter, and then they were going to read the love letters to each other at the date. Dr. Simone keeps yelling about, he doesn't love me, he doesn't tell me he loves me, he doesn't appreciate me, and she's going on and on and on and on and on. Like, girl, please stop. You done bought a whole nother house because you don't want to be in the house with the man. Simone. And just because a person, like, I can understand wanting your mate to tell you that they love you every now and then, but you also got to be able to read the signs that somebody does love you. Like, a person doesn't have to tell me I love you 24/7. And like, I should be able to feel it by the actions and the things that you do, because I've had people tell me that they love me 24/7 and they ride their line and cheating and skeeting and everything else and making babies. So somebody telling you that they love you constantly doesn't mean as much as them showing you that. And so Cecil said that he put a lot of heart and thought into his letter. And then when they got to dinner, he read the letter and said that he loved her. But he said that Simone was writing her letter as they were going to the restaurant. And so, like, she wants to do all this yelling and screaming about, not feeling appreciated. But how did that make him feel, knowing that she didn't even take time to, like, take the assignment seriously? And then they started talking about the friend Tammy. So we need to know who Tammy is, because then Simone liked to deflect from what he was saying about her, not being engaged and not being active in the marriage. She wanted to deflect and make it seem like this Tammy woman was such a big issue. And then she sat her butt there and said that over Christmas break that Tammy, who lives in Atlanta, came and stayed at their house for the holidays, and that she was there for 8 days. Now, my thing is this: if you had an issue with Tammy, you should have said something before Tammy got to your house. You should have been like, no, Tammy can't stay here. And even if you were okay with her being there, Christmas Eve into Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, New Year's Eve, as these days started adding up, Dr. Simone, you're a pretty bright woman. You should have said to Tammy, girl, it's time for you to go. And I mean, and when Tammy showed up with all them bags, then Tammy was going to be there more than overnight. So I'm not understanding how your husband brings a woman into the house for the holidays and you sitting there mad about it when it's your house and you have every right. Well, first of all, did Cecil not tell you he was bringing Tammy for the holidays? Now, that's number one. And then number two, if Tammy had overstayed her welcome, you had every right to put your foot down and tell Tammy to go home. And then if Tammy was a real woman, she shouldn't even wanted to be in your house that long. So I need more details on why Tammy was there. Like, did Tammy's mother die during the holidays or right before the holidays and Cecil didn't want her to be alone? Like, something had been going on that Cecil brought this woman to the house and you were okay with him bringing the woman to the house, and then the woman stayed for 8 days, and that's why you claiming you were upset and mad when you had every right to say something. And then was the woman at the North House or was she at the South House, and was Cecil at the South House with her, and you were dropping in and out like you normally do? Like, we need more information. Just like we didn't get the whole story about Quad and Dr. Greg and their situation. We need more information, Quad, so we need more information, Simone, so we can digest this and come up with clear, level-headed thought process on what was going on with the situation. So then they went to break. Andy said he was overwhelmed. So he had to go to break. And while they were at break, like everybody just jumped on Cecil and telling Cecil, what he needs. Oh no, let me stop. Before they went to break, then they started talking about the whole being married to a doctor thing. And I was so grateful for Dr. Damon, because Dr. Damon said that there are a lot of jobs that are harder than being a doctor, that require more time and more energy and more effort, that keep families away. I mean, like, you got people that's in the military that be gone for 8 and 9 months at a time out there, in the desert fighting battles, but their marriages stay together. Their marriages, their spouses are holding it down at home, and then they come home and make them feel welcome and everything. There are people that come back from the military all blown, no arms, no legs, but their spouses are there for them to hold them down. They come back with mental issues and everything. And look at truck drivers that are on the road all the time. So I need them to stop using this excuse about them being a doctor. And even with Dr. Jackie, how she come home and doing all them charts and stuff. Now, I done sat up in my doctor's office plenty of times, because Lord knows he's the slowest doctor in the world. Well, he's not slow. He just overbook his patients. But when he bring them charts back, those people in that back office be entering that charting information. I just can't even imagine my doctor doing charts and taking the computer home and everything and entering the charts himself. That you hire people to do that. That's what your medical assistants and medical technologists and your informatics specialists, that's what they are there for. And so I need them to stop acting like, yeah, being a doctor is an important job, but it don't take all that 24/7. And I know, being a obstetrician, you get called, but you ain't delivering babies every day, Jackie and Simone. You're not, okay? Like, all your patients, I'm sure that OBGYNs have more women coming to them for their well woman and women's issues than they are coming for babies. So I just really need them to stop using their profession as an excuse as to why they are treating their spouses the way that they are. And I think what it really comes down to is that they believe that they're in a career that's better than their husbands, that's higher than their husbands, and they think that they should be running the household. But you can't have a traditional marriage and think that the man is subservient to you. And I know that upsets people and that bothers people, but it's the truth. There is a hierarchy in relationships. And yeah, you may be a partnership and work together. Like, we look at Michelle and Barack Obama, who y'all praise to the high heavens. But I guarantee you, at the end of the day, Barack Obama runs that house. Michelle does not run that house. And they work together and come together as a partnership. But when they're not in agreement, one person has to be the person that has the final say. And I guarantee you that final say comes from Barack Obama. And that is where Jackie and them have it all messed up. Now, Toya got it figured out, and Mariah got it figured out, and I bet you Contessa got it figured out. And Heavenly, as much as she run her mouth, she got it figured out. But Jackie and Simone think they running things, and then Quad trying to run things, but her crazy husband ain't letting her run nothing but her mouth. So they need to decide, because you can't have a two-headed beast. And I think I talked about this before. Even in corporations, you don't have two CEOs, you don't have two presidents, you don't have two at the highest level in any situation, in any relationship, and it's not how marriage was set up to be either. So back to Dr. Damon was laying it down, and he said at the end of the day, regardless of what your career or your profession is, you have to make a decision that your marriage comes first, that you want to fight for your marriage and you want your marriage to succeed, and that's the only way it can succeed. So when Andy did the break, they were all, everybody jumped on Cecil and was telling Cecil, you need to do this. You need to end the friendship with Tammy. How did you let Tammy come between y'all? And Cecil was like, I can end the friendship with Tammy. I can go to Tammy and say, hey, this friendship is impeding on my marriage. So, we got to step back. But is Simone going to do her part? Or because he knows that Simone is just using Tammy as an excuse. And so what's her excuse going to be this time? So then Toya went after Simone, and so she's trying to talk to Simone and calm Simone down and telling Simone, like, you don't just walk away from your marriage. Like, whatever the situation is, Cecil doesn't want a divorce. Cecil is saying he'll give up Tammy. So if he gives up Tammy, what next? What are you going to do? What are you contributing to holding this marriage together? And so they were giving them a lot of good advice, but there was a lot coming at them. So then when they all got back together again, they, talked to Simone. They told Cecil to come and sit on the sofa next to Simone. And so he basically apologized. He said he was sorry. He was going to call Tammy and tell Tammy that it was, they couldn't be friends anymore, that he had to put his marriage first. And then Simone, said she appreciated that, and she's going to call the lawyer and call off the divorce. And Michelle from Straight to the A had already said that they were still married, that ain't been no divorce. So hopefully Simone and Cecil can work it out and get back together, get back on the right track, and be husband and wife in this situation. And we just got to stop all this control. Somebody got to be in control all the time. And you doctors, y'all need to stop, okay? Because just like Contessa, called herself, quit her job, and now she figured out, okay, well, I can go work 6 hours a day. Just like she can do that, Jackie and Simone, y'all can do that too. And Curtis was sitting there. He was kind of quiet. And then Andy was trying to put him on the hot seat when Dr. Greg had done made his confession. But Curtis was sitting there like, don't put me in this mess. But he was basically telling Dr. G, you got to own up to what you did. You got to be honest. You got to apologize for it. You got to make that part right. Now, what else is going on? Y'all got to deal with that together. And so after Simone and Cecil said that they were going to work it out and give it another try, and they kissed and hugged and everything, that was so sweet. Like, I don't know if they playing us or what, but just seeing all this black love on the stage and the black friendship and just coming together and supporting one another, that's what it's all about. And Andy, if you were not reading the comments on Twitter, we need Married to Medicine back on Sunday nights. Like, this Friday night thing just ain't working. It ain't working, okay? So we're going to need you to make the switch. And even Andy said that it was the second highest rated show on Bravo. I can't remember what he said was the top show. But Married to Medicine is beating out, Real Housewives of Atlanta and all that. So they need to be back on Sundays. But the show, he kind of looked over at Quad. Andy looked over at Quad, and she was sitting there still looking devastated. So he was like, well, I'm sorry. We couldn't fix your marriage while we were on here, but I wish you and Dr. G the best. So that was pretty much all that happened, guys. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Did you think it was real? Are they just playing us? But I enjoyed it. I still think that we could have got to all of this on the first episode and just had one part of this reunion. Why we had to stretch it out to 3 episodes, I don't know if it's because in their contracts they get 18 episodes and they had done ran out of stuff to talk about by the 15th episode, so they decided to stretch out this reunion. I don't know. But anyway, I love all the couples. I wish everybody the best. I'm looking forward to season 6. And that's it for me. And the only reason I'm up doing this video is because I sat here waiting on my daughter to bring me a Coca-Cola from the store, and she brought her ass up in this house. Talk about, I was not getting you no Coke. It's too late at night, and you've been sitting here all day. You could have went up the street to the store to get you a Coca-Cola. And she know I don't mess with them Indian people up the street at that doggone gas station. So I said, well, before I go to bed, I'll go ahead and do this video for them tonight. So guys, that's it for me. Leave your comments below, rate the video, subscribe to the channel. You can do all of that below. And until the next time, I shall talk to you guys later. Bye bye.